Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Tom.
And I'm Paul.
And this is the Park Bench.
With Paul.
Hello. Again.
In one of our most lovely locations yet.
Look at that.
I mean, the lighting is terrible, but look at what's behind us.
In our previous video, the London Eye was actually in the background of that as well, but it was so overexposed you could not see it.
We have some stories to tell. Well,
Tell me, I don't know these stories.
Yeah. Paul was previously with us in Estonia, is that right?
Yeah, Estonia.
Yeah, which is nearly a year ago now.
Ooh.
Yes. Yet again, we went to a cold country and we filmed a thing, but this time without Matt. And for the first time in a long while, Matt, a video failed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Aww.
Fortunately, we went there to film two, and the other one succeeded.
Yay.
But for the first time in a long while, it
Can I
failed.
pause you so I can
Yeah.
fluff my muff? it's just a little windy.
Uh-huh.
That's
And
going to
it,
sound interesting, that is.
yeah, it might do. It was just a little windy, and
Yeah. People who do the whole ASMR thing will just be going, oh, ah.
I was subscribed to your ASMR channel.
Shall I whisper into this? Yeah. Beef. Cheese. Shenley.
Where do we go, Paul? You kick us off there, because you did the driving.
I did. I really enjoy location driving, and we went first up to Uppsala.
Uppsala.
Oh, Sweden.
Yes.
Sweden.
A bit up from Stockholm.
Correct.
Ding.
Yes. I thought you were locating Sweden there, but you in fact located Uppsala.
And there are many takes of me attempting to say Uppsala. Uppsala. This is Uppsala. Like, the vowels and the vowels and the emphasis are not quite English. They are close enough that you should be able to get it, but I keep missing it by a little bit.
Uppsala.
Uppsala. Yeah, exactly. Right?
Uppsala.
Yeah.
Uppsala.
Oops, I did it again. Yeah, all that.
I played with your heart.
Upside your head. Yeah, all the oops upside your head. Screw that reference up. Anyway, point is, we get there. It's a nice little town.
It is. It's lovely. University town. Really young. Much like you said, it was a lot like most Scandic cities. I don't have much experience.
What makes you say young? Because it's actually really, like, the Gothic cathedral is centuries old.
Oh, the people, not the architecture.
Population.
Right.
University
Okay.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is always nice. It gives it a nice a vibe. And our
Yes.
local guide, what was his name?
Martin.
Lovely guy.
Yeah.
Kept referencing the vibe, and you do start picking up on it. It's nice.
Good vibes.
Good vibes.
Good ducks. There were ducks.
You can't have a good uni without ducks.
Yeah.
I mentioned to Tom that they almost look like factory display ducks.
That's true.
If you were to
They
look,
were that good.
they were really good ducks.
Wow.
And it was later I realised why. Some serious waterfowl chat going on here. They were all fluffed up against the cold. So all proper ducks. Anyway, we did a tour round because at this point I am getting stock footage to cut away when I say I'm in Uppsala, because we're actually going to be filming that night. I need to establish the city.
Establishing shot.
Yes. Do you remember, Matt? A few months ago, we did a video about how the reporting on the National Radio Quiet Zone is bollocks.
Yes.
Have you heard of the Uppsala Scream, or the Uppsala Scream?
I think you told me about this briefly.
Yeah.
And it's something to do with students.
Yeah.
And yelling, but not the place in Denmark.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was a video a few years ago this is what happens if you shout out your window at 10 p.m. in Sweden, or at night in Sweden. Actually, he opens his window, yells out the window, and a torrent of yelling comes back for a good 60 seconds. And it's good. We knew that wasn't true. Like, Martin has actually invited me over to see this.
Yeah.
And what he said is, it's like the students do this. In a couple of university areas, at 10 at night, it is considered an acceptable thing to do to open your window and scream as loud as you can to get all the stress out and have a load of people scream back at you.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly the sort of thing students do.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that at the end of term time, or when you've got your thesis due in.
Yes.
You want that.
And what Martin said is it's in waves. Like, Friday night, good night for it. Apparently after Donald Trump's election, great night for it. Really, really loud scream that night. But it was always going to be a bit of a risk. But I picked the date, because it was a date when both of us were available. So let's go off and do a couple of things in Sweden as well and film stuff. But let's see if we can go and film the Scream. So we met up with Martin.
Yep.
Got food.
Yep.
I had plank steak.
Fish.
No, it's steak served on a plank.
That must be it. I couldn't quite tell what you said, and it's Scandinavia, so I went for a guess.
Went for fish. Yes, that's not unreasonable.
Steak on a plank.
Yeah. It's
What
like
does the
snakes
plank
on.
taste like?
I don't know. I was going to say it's like snakes on a plane, but
Ooh, steaks on a plane.
Only in upper class.
and Paul, you were holding my camera again. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no.
Which is an interesting prospect in the temperatures we were in.
It was really cold and I forgot my gloves. I'm usually quite a prepared traveller. I forgot my gloves.
Silly Billy.
Yeah, and the location that we picked, because he showed us a map of the area, saying, okay, here's where the different blocks are. Some of these are majority students, some of them are now alternate housing and things like that. And
Okay.
we picked the best place, and light, same as tonight, was a bit of an issue, finding somewhere where there was ample lights and also theoretically in the range of this phenomenon.
Yeah, because the student blocks are all kind of in one area around one loop. Found a place where there was just enough light, and technically it was there, and it was away from someone blasting music out their window. And it's like, all right, now this might work. And here we go. There's a drop there.
Yeah.
And the witching hour approaches. It gets I film a couple takes with no background in case I need to fill it in, and then it gets to 10 o'clock, and we hear a vague bit of yelling off in the distance, but not enough to get picked up on the mic, like a couple of shouts or something like that.
Yeah, like 5 people yelling in a field,
Oh.
that kind of thing.
So we go to the backup plan, which is that if there isn't a scream, I shall start one. At which point, Matt, I'm going to hand over to the tape. Hit play on that.
Just going to turn your brightness up first.
No, it's really that dark.
Oh. Nighttime.
This is Uppsala, a fairly normal Swedish city. Gothic cathedral, town square, shopping streets. It's the home of the Archbishop of the Church of Sweden, and it's where the Celsius scale was invented by someone called Celsius. But at night, in some parts of the city, it can get loud. Oh!
I heard one.
We had 2 back, one immediately, one just slightly later.
Huh.
And sometimes it doesn't. It didn't work.
No, it conclusively did not work.
It wasn't as if there was a few screams and we could make it sound good in post.
I know how to make it sound good in post.
Fake.
I actually have, somewhere on an old hard drive, a folder of screaming sounds from the university project. I had to as part of my course, I had to redo all of the sound for a bit of a film.
Right.
I picked 300.
All right.
I had to emulate 300 men screaming. I had about 10 men.
Did you just get them to scream 30 times in different voices?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And getting hit by swords. I've got lots of kind of sound effects as
Sorry,
well.
what kind of sound effect? It's a good noise.
Do you have the files labelled by the kind of noise they made?
Probably.
Nice.
And if I do, and I can find that hard drive, we can have a screenshot.
Alternatively, Rainbow Comic Sans text just appeared over Paul's face saying, no, we don't. So it's one of the two. It's one of the two.
So you went there specifically for a thing. The thing didn't happen.
Yep.
You went to the pub?
We went to the hotel bar, I think. Which magically didn't get put on my tab for some reason.
It's quite nice.
Ooh.
They actually said on the way out, "Oh, it's your lucky day." I said, "Shouldn't there be some drinks on this?" They said, "No, there isn't. Yeah,
Wow.
You're fine."
Maybe they heard your screams of frustration and decided to
I'll
help.
tell you what, it was a good scream. I got something worked out with that.
I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting Tom to yell into the void. He just did it while I was holding the camera. And it was quite unexpected.
I thought I'd warned you about that.
Usually quite a reserved character.
Yeah.
And you just yelled at the top of your lungs. I mean, it was reverberating for a while.
Yeah. We did try a second time a minute later, and that scream sounded like this. Which is a little bit less like the first one, knacking my throat. The second one, I'm basically just kind of almost singing off key instead of actually shouting. It didn't work.
I know the answer to this is no, but I hope it's going to be yes. Did you get a tweet saying, "Can I hear you"?
No, I didn't. But someone did come up and briefly say hi while I was filming in Uppsala, which was nice. Yes.
But you weren't screaming.
No, I wasn't screaming.
Oh.
So there you go. That's the video that failed with the help of Paul, who then did a wonderful bit of camera work on the video from Sweden that will probably come out in a week or two.
I mean, thank goodness that one of them worked.
Yeah.
Well, you had a nice trip out of it anyway.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Sweden is lovely.
One of my favourite countries.
Yeah. We'll tell you more about that on the next video.
Yeah, the reason we're recording this right now is because we don't have anything else for this week.
Yeah. Well, that's the outro anyway.